Harmonize with me and hold me tight all through the night. You're shining bright. I'm your oyster, baby. You're my pearl.
William!
What?
We're here!
Are we?
I mean, we've been here for a while, but now we're officially here in terms of being recorded.
We've just been chatting, but now they're going to record us chatting this time.
What's been going on? We've had some very, very shocking weather this morning.
Rain like you've never seen.
Yeah.
Rattling off my roof tiles.
I call it the end of the world weather, that kind of rain you get in LA. It doesn't tend to rain at all in LA, and then when it does, it's cats and dogs, isn't it?
When it does, I always imagine you just screaming and ripping off your top and just running around the garden. Do you do that?
Yeah, I do. I like to. Yeah, just with my clothes below the waist, but above, naked as the day I was born.
Just your t-shirt folded neatly on the sofa there.
I have a garden, which throughout most of the year, I always look at it and think, oh, I'm so sorry that I can't get enough water your way. Because even if you water in the garden, which I do, the sun burns it off very quickly. But on a day like this, oh, my garden's glorious. It's like you can almost like see it breathing. You can't. That's just the drugs. But it's almost as if you could. You know
That's amazing.
Yeah. Hey, we've had some correspondence. We should jump right in because this is going to be a packed show. We've got a guest. We've got things to get through. Shall we do some housekeeping?
It's non-stop, Dom.
I know. Housekeeping. How much fun are you to keep a house so clean and true?
Peeling the onion.
Shall I read the long one?
Please do it, Dom.
I know you struggle to read. This comes from Hope.
What a lovely name.
Yeah, in Denver, Colorado. Lovely.
Mm-hmm. Lovely.
Hope says, I'm a big fan of the podcast. I enjoyed hearing about the mysteries of the universe you were interested in solving and Ali's interest in the Dyatlov Pass incident. It made me think of a mystery I'm very curious about, and maybe Dom's animal expertise can lend some context to it. Who knows?
Who knows?
Have you heard of the bulls found dead in Oregon farms? Many young, healthy bulls have mysteriously showed up dead on the ranch, drained of blood and with body parts precisely removed. They haven't been in tracks found around the bulls or teeth marks. That probably doesn't make sense, but that's okay. Any other marks that could have been used to extract the blood? Stories like this have shown up in recent years, but it sounds like similar stories have appeared for centuries all over the US for different large animals, and they gave us a link there. Now, this is the first time I'm reading this, but drained of blood and with body parts missing. Body parts, yeah, William, please.
I think I know.
Go on.
Vampira.
What, the bat?
Yeah, just vampires.
Oh, just actual vampires.
Actual vampire. It's the only explanation.
When
you take away all other options, what you're left with
is a vampire.
Is the truth, which is a vampire. Vampira.
Vampira. And their preferred way of getting blood is from cows, male cows, not humans now. They've moved on.
They'll take whatever they can get. Your vampires, you see. It's a sliding scale.
Yeah.
All the way from chickens.
Yeah, they'll drain
a chicken
blood.
To a virgin as their number one choice.
They do love them. Now, what about if they're struggling? Would they go for like a bee or a wasp? Would they suck all the blood out?
There's not much eating in a bee for a vampira.
Why are they taking body parts, and what body parts are they taking?
Well, they're taking that. You know, you always say that when we do Billy and Dom Eat the World, and I say how useful is the food, and you always think, can I take it with me on the train or that?
To a football game.
Well, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're taking a leg with them, and they'll suck the blood out of that later.
Oh, okay, nice. So, like stuff for the journey back home.
Yeah, they'll stick it in a big Tupperware.
Yeah,
and then
it'd have to be a big one, wouldn't it? And then are they flying home because they are half bat, aren't they?
Well, not with Tupperware.
So you'd have to walk home. So then, if they're getting found by the police on the walk home, I would say they're probably covered in blood, right? Because they just drained an animal of its blood.
Yeah,
carrying a large briefcase-size
Tupperware,
see-through Tupperware of a cow's leg.
Yeah, for sucking later.
Right, and no one knows about this?
No one takes much notice.
No. Do you think if the police did find them, they would probably suck the policeman's blood?
And then maybe put a leg in a Tupperware, take that with them?
Hope, I think we've solved it. It's
done it.
Vampires. All right, Billy, over to you. Another Dyatlov Pass incident.
Oh, the Dyatlov Pass, as we talked about. So, I hope everybody's following us every week. Otherwise, this will make no sense.
Yes.
Last year, a very compelling theory was set to solve the enduring mystery of the Dyatlov Pass incident.
Oh.
Where in 1959, 9 experienced hikers died on the slopes of Kholat Syakhl Mountain, Death Mountain as it's known. The hikers, the study put forward, were caught in a rare slab avalanche. Now, Soviet authorities at this time established that 3 died due to physical trauma, the others from hypothermia. Being caught in the avalanche is a good explanation, hitting a third of the group while the rest met their demise as they fled in unsuitable clothing.
Unsuitable clothing, what, like lederhosen, maybe a pair of cycling shorts?
Well, it could be anything. It could be an
Anyway, like
evening gown.
green on red, which you should never do.
Yeah, red and green should never be seen, except on an Irish queen.
Oh.
So while the explanation fitted the peculiarities
Good
of the
word for a
case,
Scottish person to say.
not everyone was convinced. The main criticism was that avalanches were not seen in this mountain. Well, since the publication, authors Johann Guam and Alexander M. Puzrin conducted 3 more expeditions to that mountain and found video evidence of 2 recent avalanches. So I think if you look in the Communications, Earth and Environment Journal, you'll see that it could well have been an avalanche.
Are you saying that we've just solved the Dyatlov Pass incident?
Yes.
Kennedy next. Now.
We're through the looking glass here, Tom.
We are. Now we've had, what's this? This is regarding Twist on Mystery by from Bob Wade. I don't know. Let me give you the monkey's paw twist.
Do it then.
You can turn into anything, but you'll only be able to do it once. Interesting. You can be a dragon, a dust mite, an elephant, anything, but choose wisely because once you make that choice and change, you are stuck as whatever you've changed into and cannot change back. So you and I can turn into anything, but only one time.
Tom, do it.
Can't be another human. Should we say that otherwise?
Yeah, otherwise, you know what I mean? I'm going to choose
Go on, because I'm still thinking.
a blue whale.
Whopper.
I want to be the biggest thing that has ever been.
And really no predators once it gets to adult
No,
size.
I
As
mean-
a kid, it does have some predators.
Yeah, but who's going to attack a blue whale? Like a killer whale?
Yeah,
I
probably.
would swipe it away.
Well, the mum's generally with the kids, so the mum would give it what for.
Yeah, and if anything, I would just dive deep.
Can you do the what?
And I'd go right down deep, Tom. Well, there's no fish except ones with just that are a mouth and a light.
And there's those animals that go.
What are those?
It's nondescript, but right at the very deep bottoms of the sea, there's a thing. It's got like a thing here.
Yeah,
And if you
like
get
an
like a
eyelash.
thing, and if you get close to it, it goes. Scary, but go on.
Right. So, but I could go anywhere.
Well, no, you couldn't go to like Debenhams or like Miss Selfridge. You mean any body of water?
Anywhere. Well, salt water.
Venice Canal, salt water, yeah.
They don't go into thingy, do they?
No.
Into just normal water.
And you see how whales, cetacean whales, swim like this.
Yeah.
But fish, as we know, swim like this.
Yeah. That's
Now,
how you know.
Do we know why whales swim like this, which is a mammal?
Because why they do it?
Why? What's the reason? Because why wouldn't you swim like that if you're a
Yeah,
whale?
serpentine movement is one of the most satisfying movements
Very satisfying.
in
nature.
nature.
Yeah, and just watching
So
your
what's that
hand
one
doing it.
called?
I don't know.
Because that's the way Thingy, the man from Atlantis, swims.
Right, mermaids as well, and mermen, I'd assume,
Why do they? I don't know. Though.
because whales used to live on the land, and this is them running. Whale,
No.
it's true.
No.
Whales evolved from being a land-dwelling creature and made their way into the ocean, not the other way around.
And most other things did it the other way around. Am I right?
Well, some of them did. I mean, most life on Earth began in the ocean.
Right.
But so ultimately, if you go all the way back,
Right.
probably the forefathers of a whale began in the ocean because all life began there.
They came out for a while.
Came out.
What size were they?
Oh, the whoppers. They became terrestrial. Then they made their way back into the ocean, and you can find the remnants of legs in Wales. Yeah,
The country.
yeah.
Where?
Wait, I've not picked mine. So you'd be a blue whale. Give us some of your blue whale stats.
What?
Stats. Come on, you know a few great stats about blue whales.
Blue
Everyone knows
whale's heart is the size of a Volvo.
I think it's a Mini Cooper, but man, fair enough.
Its tongue is the size of Mexico.
Sure.
Is that true?
A bit smaller. A grown man can swim down its blood vessels.
Yeah, but they never have.
Mm-hmm.
And it can hold its breath for over 100 years.
Incredible. And being the biggest animal on the planet,
Yep.
they can't eat anything bigger than a tennis ball.
And they're the biggest that's ever been.
Yeah.
So it's not just the biggest now.
No.
Bigger than all the dinosaurs.
Not put together,
No.
but individually.
Individually, the biggest animal that has ever been on this planet.
Yeah, because it is water is the only thing that would allow that animal to sustain that size. That's why the African elephant, the biggest land-dwelling creature, you couldn't get anything bigger than that because its bones would fracture on Earth. But in the water, as we know, looks after you.
Yeah, it's buoyant.
Right, so you turn into the blue whale. My goodness, I would turn into. It's tough. 'Cause I'm
Choose
trying-
well because you
I'm
can't
trying.
come back. You can't come back from it. It's the monkey's paw experiment.
I'll probably say a golden eagle. Large bird, not too many predators, lives in the Highlands of Scotland.
Oh,
Big, almost effortless flight.
how high can they fly?
I would say like 20 feet, 22 feet.
Can they fly fast?
It's not the fastest bird of prey. That's the peregrine falcon. But extremely graceful, no predators. Yeah, just flying. Come on, flying?
Yeah,
Are
beautiful.
you kidding me? Hey, thanks, Bob Wade.
Yeah, that was good, that.
We've had some misheard lyrics.
We like this.
We've got a few here. Go on, you go first.
Right. You know when La Isla Bonita is playing and it's Last Night I Dreamed of San Pedro, as you know, Dom.
Madonna, classic.
This person, and we don't have the name, says, last night I stepped on a Lego.
Last night I stepped on a Lego. Lovely stuff. This from Not All Is Wonderful at YouTube. My favorite misheard lyric came out of my 8-year-old's mouth.
Yep.
At the time, but she's now 16. Instead of "Hit me with your best shot" by Pat Benatar, she thought it was "Hit me with your pet shark."
Oh, that was good, actually.
Yeah, it's good that.
Dom.
Last one.
All right. It's one from Stephen X. And this is Dread Pirate Robert, who said, for the longest time, I thought the song White Winged Dove by Stephen X was One Winged Dove.
It would only be able to fly in circles, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he always thought that was very strange and cruel.
Very sad. We've also got some no more tongue twisters this week, so send them in because you love the tongue twisters.
Right.
Question here from Lenny in Surrey. He's aged 13.
Hey?
Excuse me. Hello, Lenny. So my dad used to have butter on his Weetabix for supper. So are there any other strange things you have put butter on? And how else do you like your cereal? Dom, how do you feel about your character Beaumont Kin being partially cut from Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker? And do you think J.J. Abrams will ever release the director's cut you asked for? Most characters get partially cut, don't they?
Yeah, it's annoying.
You don't tend to get all of your stuff in
Nah.
there. Obviously, I would have liked to have seen more.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it goes. I was only in the last story in that trilogy, and they had to finish off a whole bunch of other stories. Do I think JJ will release the director's cut? Well, JJ doesn't own the movie. That's owned by Disney, so that would be more of a Disney question.
Yeah, do you think Mickey Mouse will ever release it?
Should we say maybe?
Yeah.
Let's say maybe. And then, is there anything strange that you put butter on, and how else do you like your cereal? I sometimes like my cereal dry. Do you ever do that?
Only if I take a handful
That's
of it.
what I mean. I'll have the
Yeah,
box just
yeah.
next to me, and I'll have like handfuls of maybe Magic Spoon cereal.
It's
There
delicious.
you go. Freebie there, Magic Spoon.
There you go.
It's very good. Strange things you put butter on.
This has gone back to like the first episode of the Friendship Onion. We talked about butter then.
Did we?
Yeah. Way back. And
You put it on your back.
no, never. I like butter, Dom.
Oh, I like butter.
I do like
I
it.
remember my mum telling me like 10, 15 years ago if she could eat anything with no consequences, bread and butter. And I thought it was a bit boring. And now I think bread and butter.
I mean, good fresh bread.
That bread that you baked with some butter melting on top.
I'm going to bake that tomorrow.
It's delightful.
Isn't
You don't
it
mind me
lovely?
saying that. It's delightful.
With a nice, good butter. Hey, talking about food, Dom.
Yeah, go on.
You weren't here when we had the lovely Casper Life on.
The lovely Casper. We did go for lunch, though.
Oh, we did. So you met him, and he was kind enough to cook the greatest cake in all Christendom.
Yeah, you said it was. Oh, is that a piece for me?
It's called a dream cake.
Drummenkugel or something like that.
Your
Similar.
Danish accent is absolutely
Thank
perfect,
you.
Tom. It sounds like you were born in Copenhagen.
Oh, you idiot!
It's all right. Look,
He's dropped it.
look, it steadied itself there.
Oh,
It's like Lego.
Oh.
Hold on.
Are you going to have the big bit?
No, I'll take the little bit.
Have you washed your hands? Because I know you were recently vomiting.
When? How long ago do you want me to?
I mean, I'd say sometime in the last 3 hours. Since you vomited.
I have washed my hands since,
Okay.
but I did go for a pee there.
That's all right.
But I washed my hands there as well.
Listen, we're almost
Anyway,
family.
look
aren't we,
here.
Really?
I'll just use my fingers.
Please.
Look at that.
Pissy fingers, they call them.
Are you ready?
Yeah, pass it over.
Here it comes,
Now,
Tom.
not only did you describe this, I think you gave it a 10 out of 10 for taste, or a 9.9.
I've never given 8 and 10. Nothing's perfect.
9.9. Not only did you give this almost perfect score, but Johnny Clue said it was the best cake he's ever had. Now,
It's been frozen, but it's not frozen now.
just give me a minute, for
All right.
Pete's sake. Hang on.
Jeez. Is it going in?
Wow, very Moorish, isn't it?
Ah, well, hold on.
Oh, my God.
You get the coconut.
Oh, I've got that.
Do you get the coconut?
Oh, I got some coconut.
Do you get the coconut?
I've got it. I remember you saying halfway through the bit, you said, for God's sake, please someone bring me a cup of coffee. Now I understand now.
Do you get it?
It's got that kind of, the combination of coffee in your mouth, everything. It's like a wonderful soupy mixture. Oh, that's Moorish, isn't it? Isn't that Moorish?
Isn't it nice, though?
Moist. Oh, you want to talk about moist? And this has been frozen.
It's been frozen as well, Tom, a week ago.
Casper, an incredible achievement. I sincerely hope that he left you the recipe and the method.
Not only do we have the recipe that he gave me, and I think it was from his grandmother or something,
Oh,
but we'll stick it up on the
Yeah, stick it
Friendship Onion on our website, and everyone can try and make it and just enjoy themselves,
yeah.
really.
Enjoy it.
I mean, imagine this morning in the rain, you had to go to the store, right, to buy yourself some milk. You'd run out of milk or something.
Well, yeah.
And you were running, and you're in the rain, Dom.
Ugh.
And when you came in,
Ugh.
soaking wet, I
Yeah.
hand you a towel. I said, there's a nice cup of tea there, Tom, and some dream cake.
Oh, lovely. I'd love that. This is one of the greatest things I've put in my mouth, and I've put some pretty incredible things in my mouth over there.
Isn't that delicious?
Right,
Tom?
it's nutritious and delicious. I love a coconut too.
What do you think of that? I think you like it.
Am I giving it scores or not?
Well, you don't have to, but do you think you should?
scored it last week.
Well, go on, give it scores.
Do
Why
a double
not?
episode of Billion Dummy. I'll very quickly give it scores. Taste, I could see why you almost gave it a perfect score. It's incredible. I'm going to say the same as you. 9.9 out of 10.
Wow, that's
It
good.
is a fantastic cake. Looks, it got demoted last week because it does, it's quite a bland looking cake, isn't it? Just
I like the look of it.
sponge.
Casper
and,
didn't.
6. And then usefulness. I mean, it's a cake, isn't it, at the end of the day? I wouldn't mind a little dream cake ice cream. Little tiny little spheres of this in a vanilla ice cream. So now you've got frozen dream cake.
Which that was yesterday.
8.2.
Not
for
bad,
usefulness. I loved it.
Good. Well
Thanks,
done,
Casper.
Casper.
I'll finish that as we're talking. Hey, we've got
We've got a guest.
we've got another question.
Well, John's saying he's making a helicopter
John
sound.
said he's doing this.
Yeah.
Which means wind it up. We had some incredible
You're talking
questions
too
there.
much, he's saying.
Okay.
He
Well,
gets fed up with us sometimes.
we've got an amazing guest.
Yeah.
Should we introduce our guest before we bring him on?
Dom, would you please? Wait a minute.
I'll do the first
Where's
paragraph.
my glasses?
Oh,
there they are.
to your left knee.
Right.
I'll do the first paragraph and you can do the second. Our guest today, who I'm sure you guys have seen in some of your favourite movies, is Mr. Doug Jones.
Ooh.
And his biography reads like this. Doug Jones, born May 24th, 1960, is an American actor, contortionist, and mime artist. That might be a clue. He is best known for portraying non-human creatures, usually featuring heavy makeup and visual effects. He has most notably collaborated with the acclaimed filmmaker Guillermo del Toro, who was at the Oscars last night, appearing in the films Mimic, Hellboy, Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy the Golden Army, Crimson Peak, and the wonderful Oscar-winning Shape of Water.
Oh, but Jonesy's other roles include, Tom, it's a list. It's a list.
It's a
here.
litany.
Hocus Pocus, Tank Girl, Cabinet of Dr. Caligari,
Well done.
Fantastic Four, Ouija, the Origins of Evil, the Bye Bye Man, The Strain, and of course plays Captain Saru in Star Trek Discovery.
Let's see if we can talk to our wonderful new friend, Doug Jones.
Here he is. What a fantastic guest we've got this week. We've got Mr. Doug Jones, and I'm really looking forward to this, Doug. I've been a huge fan of your work for a long time, and we were very excited when you agreed to come on to the Friendship Onion.
Well, it felt like an odd fit for me, but but you promised that it was going to be a good fit, so I have to trust.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know if you know, but me and Dom are actors, and we're not very good actors. We're not like you, Doug, but we're very excited.
Oh, no, I'm aware. I'm aware that
we're very excited to talk about your process and some of the amazing characters that you've brought to life. And for me personally, I suppose I would love to like sort of go back to the start, and I know that your background was mime and that sort of stuff, and I was wondering, was that through an acting college, or was that just through your own, just something that you wanted to learn?
Well, I went to a state university, Ball State University in Indiana, here in the U.S., and I learned the art of mime from a mime troupe on campus called Mime Over Matter. It's a play on words there. So it was that I had no idea that would be early training for what was to come of my career, you know.
And this school you were at, is this the same school where you were the school mascot? Did that come through the mime group? So what was the mascot called, and what was it?
Well, we were the Fighting Cardinals. So it was a big bird suit, a big red bird suit with floppy yellow feet and very skinny bird legs, which I have. Well done. It worked out well.
Brilliant. Now, Doug, so before you went to college and school and stuff like that, when you were, as we say in Britain, a nipper, were you interested in acting? Were you interested in films? Was this something that you wanted to do? Like when did the fire kind of kick in for you?
Yeah, that would have been when I was an awkward child, as we all felt like that when we were kids. I didn't know. I thought I was the only awkward child. Until you grow up and you find out everybody felt like that. But I was a very tall, skinny, goofy kid with a very long, skinny neck that was made fun of by other kids. So finding inspiration on television, like with Don Knotts in the Mayberry Show, or Gilligan from Gilligan's Island, or anybody from the Carol Burnett Show, just funny people on TV were like, maybe that's where I belong. So that's kind of what my early inspirations were.
So at that point, as a youngster, you always wanted to be an actor, and then obviously that took you to college. When did you think that maybe you'd like to lean towards more of the physical approach to acting?
I never thought that. I never sought that out, actually. I came out to Hollywood land thinking that I would be a goofy sitcom sidekick. I had very low aspirations. I just wanted to be like a second fiddle on some show, just kind of coming in as the goofy neighbor and say, hey, can I borrow a cup of sugar, do an armpit fart, say something funny, and leave. That's all I really wanted. And but then being 6'3" and weighing 135 pounds and having a mime background, the creature effects people kind of like, grabbed me early on in my career when I was doing TV commercials. My first agent saw that contortionist thing on my resume and mime thing on my resume and sent me out for anything that involved physical tomfoolery or, physical comedy or any kind of costume work or miming work or clowning. That's what they were sending me out on. And those roles often came with a look that was either glued onto you or slipped on and zipped up the back.
Mhm.
So that's how I kind of got acquainted with the creature effects people in Hollywood, but from doing those kind of commercials early on. And then that's a very tight knit community. So as you guys have worked with many actors in Rubber Bits, you know that there's the creature effects makeup people are a very tight knit community that all know each other. And once you're in that community and you get referred again and again and again.
And I think, from watching your characters for years, it kind of made me think of my time at drama school.
Show off.
And there was a class that we used to have, which was psychological masks. So this great teacher would make these paper mache masks, that would totally change your face. And he would make you stare at the mirror for sort of 10 minutes, not, just kind of trying to figure out what is this face doing to my body and how does it change?
Mm-hmm.
And I might be wrong, you can tell us, but it feels to me, rather than someone just throwing a costume on you or a prosthetic, it feels like you spend time. Your physicality, you can see, is influenced by how it looks. It's not like you can tell me I'm totally wrong here, but it doesn't feel like you've created a character and then a prosthetic's thrown on top of it. It feels like you have studied this prosthetic and grew into the body that you then have, or the face that you then have. I'd love to hear a little bit of your how you go about that.
Yeah, the process is all of the above. I have to do all of the work that an actor has to do with all the information we get from the script, with the writer's intention for that character, his wants, needs, loves, fears, all those things, and how I interact with other characters. Then when you add a fantastical look to it, that brings a whole other element of information in for what this character is, where he comes from. And even playing human beings, you have to play the character from head to toe, I believe. So yeah, that would you take on a new posture and a new gesturing system with every human you play. So add to that some animal instincts or some alien instincts or things that you have to infuse into this, and the look helps inform a lot of that. Especially if I rehearse, if I read a script and think, oh, this character is going to be doing this with his arms above his head the entire movie, and you get the suit on and it's like, this is all you can do. Well, then you have to kind of alter what you have, rehearsed or thought in your mind. So it very much is a community that has to come together to create this character, and I'm just a part of it. Yeah.
And how over the course of your career, you've worked with a lot of prosthetics, so that's a skill set that maybe you could speak to for people watching the show that might want to be working with prosthetics, whether creating them or as an actor. What are the things that are helpful to you when you approach a job that does have a lot of prosthetics as opposed to a job that has none?
Oh, right. Well, first of all, I get a lot of young actors getting a hold of me on the social media. Is like, I want to do what you do. And my answer is, oh, save yourself. Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah. But no, but if it's, if you're either as a performer in a crazy look, you want to, you have to think like an athlete and an actor, because you do, once this look is on you, it might take anywhere from 2 to 7 hours to get you into that look every day. Your energy then has to be up on camera for the next 12 hours. And then you have to get cleaned up for the next 2 hours after that. You may have a turnaround for the next day that is less than ideal. You might sleep 4 hours maybe, and then have to be back at it all over again the next day. So you really do have to be in the best shape of your life, and take care of yourself with all of the physical stuff, hydrate and take your vitamin and get your sleep and all that stuff, if you can. But when it comes to the creature effects, the creators if you're one of those kids who doodled in your notebook during math class and you're drawing pictures of demons fighting angels, those are the people that usually end up creating the looks that have gone on me. And so I would say keep that artist in you very much alive. even if nobody's buying it yet, just keep creating the art because it needs to be made. And if and when it's good enough, it will be seen, it will be purchased.
Nice. And what do you think thus far in your career has been the most tricky prosthetics pieces to work with? What's the most arduous job that you've done up to now?
Oh gosh, well, none of them are easy. I just but and well, let's just start with an easy one, or as far as the more human you are, the easier it's going to be. Such as when I played Billy Butcherson in Hocus Pocus, that was a human who had been dead for 300 years. So that involved basically head and hands. It was a prosthetic, yes, but it was just hollowed out, cheekbony, zombie dead guy kind of decayed look with slip-on gloves, super easy, and a big wig. On the other side of the spectrum would be like something, the farther from human you get, the harder it's going to be. So that would be like the faun from Pan's Labyrinth, where I was in stilts, making me 7 feet tall and had ram horns on my head. It was a very heavy costume and makeup combination. I delineate the two. Like a costume is something you slip on and zip up the back. A makeup is something glued to you or painted on your person.
Yeah.
So a lot of these characters are a combination of both of those. The amphibian man from The Shape of Water is another example of a combination therein. So those are the more difficult ones that involve mechanics and glued on makeup bits. And I've often had both of my fishman character, Abe Sapien from the Hellboy movies and the amphibian man from The Shape of Water, had mechanical gills that were right here by my ears. And as they're puppeteered from off camera, they're going. It's just like, so you really have to concentrate through that. Yeah. And try and just kind of make that a part of the fish's ecosystem. It's like, no, this is what he hears. It's like tinnitus in his ears. Right. That's what he has. Okay, I get it. So I can act through that.
I love that. I love the sort of making it work for you on a sort of day-to-day basis. That you just make that. Oh yeah, this is a thing that this character has. Like if we can talk about The Shape of Water, which if anyone hasn't seen it, you should watch it tonight. It's an incredible film.
Yeah, I love the movie.
And how you and the director and everyone involved got that romance to make sense and be beautiful and so touching was really incredible. And that, I think after that one, I went back and watched a lot of your work again, and that sort of truth and sort of elegance that you bring to characters is really special. And like for that film, thinking about that one, were you in water like a lot of the day, or was there special effects that they used? I don't know, wind tunnels or something to kind of to give effects, or were you stuck in a tank for all day?
It was a little bit of both, yes, depending on the scene. Now, in the scenes where I was in the laboratory, there was a pool in there. Yeah. That was actual water that I had to dive into, come up out of, live in for weeks at a time. But but if I was in a tank with the tank with the glass around it, that would have been a dry tank with me on a seesaw sort of thing, so they could get the floaty action out of me. And they pump some smoke in there, and then rippling lighting effect. It looked like water. The final scene of the movie where we are floating away into happily ever after together underwater. That was Sally Hawkins and me in hip harnesses, strung up in a huge studio, also filled with smoke, with a rippling light effect from above, and fans blowing on us to get to get her clothing to move. And her hair was pinned up on one side so they could CG the floaty hair thing later.
Wow!
In post-production, and add bubbles in and all that. So we were hanging from very painful hip harnesses for most of that day. But the bathroom scene where where she stuffs towels under the door and floods the room so we can have a little hoo-ha underwater. that was the bathroom set was then rebuilt in a tank that was 8 feet deep, and they did actually fill that with water and film us underwater. So we had to
So it's
kind of like expel all the air out of your lungs so you can sink and then do your thing, and then hopefully you hear cut over the loudspeaker that's under the water. We kind of prayed for that. God, please cut already. Cut.
So it's a combination of a few things. I mean, I remember when we did Rings, Pete Jackson showing us the footage of Elijah falling into the Midgewater marshes and kind of, being in a trance. 'Cause
yeah.
he puts on the ring at that point, right?
I can't remember.
Or maybe he just kind of passes out. And that was all done in a kind of wind tunnel.
And that's what made me. That's what made me
Right.
think of that, because Sean Astin, as well as Samwise, that when he goes in the water, that was all done in
Right.
a wind tunnel.
So a little bit of slow motion, a little bit of wind, and a little bit of light. And I remember Pete showing it to us on a tiny little monitor and saying, "Pretty good, right?" And I was like, I remember thinking, "Yeah, it's good," but I didn't realize what he was saying, which was, "There's no water
There's no
involved."
water
and
involved.
then he said, "That's in a wind tunnel," and I was like, "What? That makes no sense." But it's a great trick, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing, because I was wondering, because I just thought it was dug in water for like 4 months. That would have been hell, especially in a prosthetic.
That
Because
would've-
how did they keep the prosthetic from like disintegrating or falling off? And I mean, just for that, say that film alone, talk us through what a day would be for you
Yeah.
becoming that character. Like, that must have been a long prosthetic.
Well, it wasn't as long as some of them, because I remember that suit makeup delineation. This was more suit
Yeah.
with makeup around the face and neck, but the body was slipped on and zipped up. But it was so tight and so form fitting. Every nook and cranny of me was sculpted to, so it fit with such precision that it took 3 grown adults to shimmy this onto me, and that took us about 20 minutes of the start of our day, just to get that on my body. Then the rebuilding of everything else around my head and neck and hands. So that was about a 3-hour makeup process. Then during the day, I actually was able to sit in a chair between takes and shots. And I had a fine backside. I'm not, the design process for this took about a year, because Guillermo del Toro, being the director that he is, the perfectionist that he is, which I really appreciate about him, he wanted this fish man to be so believable as a romantic figure. When I first got this role, he said, "Dougie, you're going to be the romantic leading man of this movie." And I'm like, wow, in a fish suit, this is only he could pull that off. So, so the sculpting job of this character, the colors and shapes that they went through retooling constantly, were the lips and the butt were the 2 areas that needed the most. Is it right yet? Is it kissable? Is it grabbable? What do you think? So I knew we had that it was working when I'm on set in my chair between things, and I often would just save my energy for the camera. Like, I would often be falling asleep, but I stood up to walk away from our set chairs at one point, and Octavia Spencer, one of my wonderful co-stars, all I heard her say was, So I knew that it worked.
Nice.
Love that.
It's a nice seal of approval there.
Yeah.
One of our co-stars on Lord of the Rings, John Rhys Davies, who plays Gimli the dwarf, had to wear just a little bit more facial prosthetics than Billy and I. We wore wigs and ears and feet, but John had a kind of, was it a nose over the cheek?
Yeah, and
kind of
some
portion?
head, I
A forehead
think. Yeah,
piece.
yeah.
And unfortunately, they found out relatively quickly in the rehearsal process that he would have quite a strong reaction to the chemicals needed to either apply the prosthetics or take them off. So then he had to have at least, was it 2 or 3 days off in between?
I think it was maybe even a week. I think.
really?
Just to
Yeah.
recover, because his eyes would get sore and stuff. Have you, because obviously prosthetics have changed over the years, Doug, and they're consistently getting better and better, but have you had any strong reactions to prosthetics over the years?
No, thankfully, I've never had any allergies or any problems with. Now, of course, when something is glued to you and peeled off, and glued to you and peeled off or removed, there's chemicals involved, and there's going to be some wear and tear over time. But nothing out of the ordinary. In fact, Joan Rivers asked me this very question on the red carpet at the Oscars in 2007 when Pan's Labyrinth was there with 6 nominations, and she asked me about this. We're doing a little interview, and she said, but I'd wanted to talk to her all my life. By the way, we're all aware who Joan Rivers is, right? And she's a hilarious comedian who was very well known for having lots and gobs of work done, with plastic surgeries and things. So she's asking me, being someone who's worn so much, prosthetic makeups and things, have you ever had any problems with a rash or an allergic reaction to anything and products? I said, well, no. I thankfully I've never had any bad reactions to adhesives or removers or latex products or silicone products. And as I was saying the words silicone products, I'm looking at her precious face just stuffed full of them. So I couldn't help myself, and I said, well, you know what I mean. On worldwide television. Thank you. I've been wanting to meet her all my life, and that's what I do to her.
I love it. Well, you recently played a role in Doom Patrol that had a pretty significant amount of facial prosthetics, right?
Yeah, it did. And I've always been kind of interested in prosthetics. And I don't know if you know this, Doug, but me and Dom and the other 2 hobbits were in the Guinness Book of Records once for the longest time in a makeup chair for one job, because we were there for about 2 years and we would do 3 hours every morning. Okay. So even though it's nothing like some of the ones that you've done, but it accumulated, so spending a long time in a makeup chair. And I think I read somewhere, is this right, that you got an award from I don't know who it was from, the makeup union or something. Yeah. It's called the Chair Award.
The Chair Award was kind of a lifetime achievement sort of thing for someone outside the makeup and hair union that has been in their chairs a lot. So that was quite an honor. They created this award, and I was just this year, and I was the first recipient of it. So
nice.
Very, 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 very lovely to be recognized by that union of wonderful artists. Yeah. And by the way, you guys may not remember this, but I think I met both of you back in 1999 or 2000. When did the first Lord of the Rings movie come out?
I was doing a lot of drinking then, so
I think it was 2000. I think 2000. Yeah.
Was it on a red carpet, Doug? Because if so, I had to be heavily medicated. I was probably carrying an IV behind me. Was I on Bailey's back?
Right. No. It was at a charity vaudeville variety show. You were in the audience, and I was on stage doing a mime act. And I'm sure it was you two, because then one of the producers of the show, Marley Shelton was producing the event, and her fiance at the time, now husband Bo, came back to me backstage and said, 2 of the hobbits from Lord of the Rings would love to meet you.
Right.
And so I actually met both of you.
Yeah.
And you used the F word. You actually used the F word, saying like, "You were amazing. That was the best thing. That was so funny." It was so sweet of both of you. So I wanted to.
That sounds like us.
If
there's F-bombs getting thrown around and possibly free drinks at the event, it does sound like us, doesn't it?
And there were, yes.
Yeah.
Tom, lovely stuff. Well, here we go. It was a fantastic chat.
We might see him on the convention circuit, and that would be fantastic. Of course, guys, remember, if you're enjoying the Friendship Onion and you're not subscribing, why aren't you subscribing? Please subscribe to Friendship Onion. Give us a nice review. and a 5-star rating. You can also leave comments on our YouTube channel. Send us your tongue twisters. Send us your riddles and tongue twisters. We've not had a riddle or a tongue twister for a while, and I love that segment.
I love that. And if you've got a sweary word that you'd like to see in Lord of the Rings, please send us that as well. And if you want to look fantastic, wear the merch. Wear the Friendship Onion merchandise. You can get that at thefriendshiponionpodcast.com.
You certainly can. And if there's any particular food item or beverage item that you want us to check out for $1 Billion Meet the World, we'll do that too. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week on The Friendship Onion.
Toodles!
Harmonize with me and hold me tight all through the night. You're shining bright, I'm your oyster, baby, you're my pearl.